The air feels thick and smells strongly of smoke, showing that a big fire happened in Sycamore woods recently. Burned trees stretch up like thin, bare fingers toward the dark sky, showing how much damage was done. A big, fast-moving river creates a clear barrier that can't be crossed safely by the animals. Small, hungry animals, their fur singed and eyes wide with fear, huddled together, longing for safety and food. Frankie Fox was worried about his family. There was no food, and he could not swim across the river to get food. Their eyes show how very hungry they are, and Frankie feels the same painful hunger in his own stomach. In the bright sun, Charlie Crocodile swims smoothly across the wide river, showing how strong and skilled he is in the water. He comes out of the water holding a bunch of fresh fruit in his strong jaws. Charlie kindly gives the fresh fruit to his excited family, and their faces light up with happiness. Frankie Fox walks up slowly, looking tired and sad, and his voice sounds desperate and hopeless. "Charlie, I really need your help. Can you give me 10 bananas each day? I'll pay you back when the riverboat comes in 10 days, Frankie begged. Charlie felt sorry Frankie Fox and agreed to give him 10 bananas every day for the next 10 days. In their small, dim fox den, Frankie Fox and his family happily eat pieces of banana bread. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door that made them all jump, turning their happy faces into concerned looks. Who could that be? They wondered. Frankie opens the door and sees Marcus Mole, who looks thin and worried, his eyes moving around nervously in the low light. Marcus Mole's voice is hushed. "Frankie, I'm so sorry to bother you at this hour, but my family, they're hungry." His gaze is pleading. "Do you have a spare banana? I promise I'll repay you when the riverboat comes." In Frankie's den, the air feels tense as Frankie Fox hesitates a little while, holding a banana. Frankie holds out the banana to Marcus Mole, and Marcus feels very relieved and thankful as he quickly grabs the banana. Frankie Fox's voice cuts through the silence, a clear warning. "Don't forget, you owe me for this. Repay it when the riverboat comes." Marcus clutches the banana, his voice overflowing with desperate gratitude. "Oh, thank you, Frankie. Thank you so much." He promises with hope in his eyes, saying, "I'll pay you back when the riverboat comes." The morning sun shines on the water as a riverboat full of many fruits from the other side of the river arrives. There are sounds of excited chatter and squeals from the animals of Sycamore Woods, their eyes wide with excitement. Charlie Crocodile waits quietly, staring without blinking, expecting to receive 100 bananas from Frankie Fox. Frankie Fox and his family, unaware of Charlie's scrutiny, bustle with joy, eagerly collecting their fruits and vegetables. The market is full of joyful, noisy activity, while Charlie waits quietly, full of expectation. Sunlight pours into Frankie's den, bathing the cozy space in a golden glow, while the sweet scent of ripe fruit fills the air. Frankie Fox and his family are busy and happy, quickly peeling bananas and cutting apples. A big pile of bananas and other fruits covers the table, being made into golden banana bread and warm, bubbling apple pies. They happily hum while baking, not thinking about the 100 bananas they still owe Charlie Crocodile. Marcus Mole Burrow was filled with warmth and light, full of joyful sounds of a family celebration. Marcus Mole and his family faces were beaming with pure happiness. A feast of freshly gathered fruits, plentiful and delicious, covers their table. Laughter fills the small space, sounding happy and carefree. Marcus enjoys the happy moment, forgetting his worries for a while. For a brief moment, he almost forgets that he still owes Frankie Fox. The sun beats down on the river, casting shimmering reflections on the water, a deceptive calm before the storm. Charlie Crocodile, his patience visibly frayed, thrashes his powerful tail, sending angry splashes high into the air. Each forceful movement of Charlie's tail churns the water, a furious display of his unusual fury. Nearby, Timothy Trout watches Charlie's outburst, his small eyes wide with concern. Timothy moves carefully toward the upset crocodile, making sure not to cause any sudden splashes. Drawing closer to the thrashing Charlie, Timothy bravely asks, "Charlie, what's wrong?" Charlie roars, "Frankie Fox owes me 100 bananas. He promised me he would repay me when the riverboat comes, but he's nowhere to be found." Startled, Timothy darts away into the deeper, darker water, whispering, "Oh dear, I must ask Wally Worm to go and warn Frankie Fox." Timothy quickly swam over to Wally Worm's home. Wally," he called, "please go to Frankie Fox's den and tell him Charlie Crocodile is very upset with him about the bananas." Wally Worm, a blur of motion, wiggles with surprising speed across the damp forest floor. He moves quickly over fallen leaves and little sticks, his body pushing him forward with urgency. He reaches the entrance of Frankie Fox's den, his breathing heavy with exertion. Wally gasps, Frankie! Timothy Trout sent me. Charlie Crocodile is furious." Frankie Fox runs out of his den with wide eyes, shaking with fear. Frankie moves very fast in a panic, running because he is very scared of Charlie Crocodile. He runs quickly toward Charlie Crocodile, scared and eager to fix his mistake. As he runs, his face clearly shows he is sorry and desperately hoping for forgiveness. Frankie Fox looks down, twisting his paws nervously as he tries to explain his mistake, while Charlie Crocodile stands over him, looking very serious. Frankie speaks sadly and says, "Charlie, I am so sorry. My wife Foxy, she used all the bananas for bread and, well, we've already eaten it." Charlie looks upset and says, "You ate all my bananas, Frankie. You'll have to pay me back. You'll work on Crocodile Farm until your debt is paid." Frankie begs, "Please, Charlie, give me one more chance. I promise I'll pay you back as soon as the next riverboat brings more fruit." Charlie Crocodile listens closely to Frankie's plea, and he felt compassion for him and his family. As Charlie thinks about Frankie's family and how much they would miss him if he had to work on Crocodile Farm, Charlie makes a surprising choice. He nods his head slowly and says, "Your debt is forgiven, Frankie. You can go now." Frankie's face lights up with a big, happy smile, and he bows again and again, saying, "Oh, thank you. I'll never forget your kindness," Frankie says, running off quickly, excited to share the good news of Charlie's forgiving heart. As he travelled home in the gentle moonlight, Frankie Fox sees Marcus's little ones play, their happy squeals filling the air. Frankie remembers the one banana that Marcus Mole still owes him, and he becomes very angry. He walks strongly up to Marcus Mole's burrow, and his eyes show he's very determined. He bangs on the door loudly, breaking the quiet night and calling for Marcus to come out right away. He shouts, "Marcus, I know you're inside. You owe me a banana and I'm here to get it," his voice strong and firm. "I will throw you in a cave until you pay me back," Frankie shouted. A cold wind blows through the dark forest, shaking the leaves as Frankie Fox holds Marcus Mole tightly. Marcus Mole struggles and waves his tiny paws, begging for mercy while Frankie's eyes show he won't give up. Frankie focuses on the dark cave ahead. Marcus Mole felt very frightened. Frankie pulls Marcus toward the cave, clearly meaning to trap him there. Marcus cries out, "Please, Frankie, my new baby mole, I just need a little more time." Frankie didn't listen to Marcus begging for mercy and forgiveness, and instead he threw him in the cave. The animals in Sycamore Woods felt very sad when they heard that Frankie Fox had thrown Marcus Mole into the cave. When Charlie Crocodile heard what had happened, he felt angry because he had forgiven Frankie Fox for owing him 100 bananas. But Frankie did not forgive Marcus Mole for owing 1 banana. Sunlight spots shine in Frankie's warm, comfortable den while he and his family happily eat banana bread. A sudden, very loud banging at the door shakes the whole den and scares everyone. Frankie opens the door and sees a very angry Charlie Crocodile, his eyes blazing with anger. "You should have forgiven Marcus Mole his debt because I forgave your debt," Charlie said. He told Frankie that he was no longer forgiven because he did not forgive Marcus Mole. Charlie grabs Frankie and pulls him away from his den. Charlie growls angrily and says, "You are no longer forgiven. You have to come with me to Crocodile Farm to work off what you owe, Frankie." He keeps pulling Frankie by his tail toward Crocodile Farm. While Frankie worked on the Crocodile Farm, he had time to think about his mistake and realize how much better his life would have been if he had forgiven Marcus Mole.